People think Christians who pray every day are just more religious than everyone else. Psychology disagrees completely. What is actually happening inside the mind, the nervous system, and the emotional architecture of a person who kneels before God every single day is far more profound than religion. And most Christians who pray daily have no idea what is quietly being built inside them every time they do. We live in a world that celebrates productivity, results, visible output, and prayer looks like nothing from the outside. You close your eyes. You speak into silence. Nothing moves. Nothing changes in any way you can immediately measure. And so the world watches and calls it wishful thinking. But neuroscience and psychology have started looking at what daily prayer actually does to the human brain, the human nervous system, and the human soul. And what they are finding is extraordinary. If nobody has ever shown you the hidden psychology behind your prayer life, stay with me. Because what you are about to understand will make you want to get on your knees the moment this video ends. And if this channel has been feeding your faith, subscribe right now. We exist to bring you the deeper things, the things that strengthen belief, sharpen understanding, and remind you that walking with God is never shallow. Tell me in the comments where you are watching from tonight. I want to know who is in this room with me. Now let me ask you something. Think about the first time prayer felt real to you. Not recited, not rehearsed, not the words you learned in Sunday school that you repeated without thinking. The first time you were truly alone, truly desperate, truly out of options, and you prayed like you meant it. Something shifted in that moment, not just spiritually. Something shifted in your body, in your breathing, in the way the weight you were carrying began to feel different. You probably did not have language for what happened, but psychology does. When a person enters genuine prayer, not ritual repetition, but honest, present, emotionally engaged communication with God, the brain begins to do something measurable. Neuroimaging research on contemplative prayer and meditative spiritual practice shows decreased activity in the default mode network, the part of the brain responsible for self-referential thought, worry, and rumination. In plain language, the anxious, circling, exhausting mental chatter that most people live inside every waking hour, prayer quiets it. Not metaphorically, physiologically. The person who prays every day is literally training their brain to find stillness in the presence of God. And Philippians 4 verse 7 already told us this thousands of years before the neuroscience confirmed it. The peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, shall guard your hearts and your minds. The science caught up to the scripture. It always does. But here is what most people never consider. It is not just about peace. Something far more significant is being constructed inside the person who prays consistently. And it has everything to do with identity. Psychologists who study human behavior understand that the most stable, resilient individuals are those who have what researchers call a secure sense of self, an internal foundation that does not collapse under external pressure. Most people build that foundation on performance, on relationships, on career success, on how others perceive them. And when any of those things shift, the foundation shakes with it. But the person who prays every day is doing something different. They are anchoring their identity not to anything the world can take away, but to their relationship with God. Romans 8 verse 16 says, "The Spirit Himself bears witness with our spirit that we are children of God." Daily prayer is the act of returning to that witness every single morning. It is the daily reconstruction of who you actually are beneath everything the world has told you to be. This is why people who pray consistently often carry a quality that is genuinely difficult to explain, a steadiness, a groundedness. Not because their lives are easier, but because they know something about themselves that external circumstances cannot revoke. Drop a comment right now and type, "I am a child of God," if you know that this is the foundation you are standing on. Let it be your declaration today. But let me be honest with you about something that almost nobody talks about, because I want you to trust what we do here. Daily prayer is not comfortable, and the person who prays every day is not always the person who feels the most peace. Sometimes they are the person who feels the most, who sits in the silence and hears nothing back and keeps showing up anyway, who carries the weight of interceding for people they love deeply, Who prays for healing that has not come yet? Who wrestles, like Jacob in Genesis 32, refusing to let go until the blessing arrives? This is what psychology calls emotional endurance, and it is one of the most demanding and most transformative things a human being can develop. The daily prayer is not escaping difficulty through spirituality. They are learning to remain present inside difficulty without being destroyed by it. They are building what the Apostle Paul described in Romans 5. Tribulation produces perseverance. Perseverance produces character, and character produces hope. That sequence is not accidental. It is psychological architecture, and prayer is the daily practice that builds it, one quiet morning at a time. And this is where something unexpected enters the picture. The person who prays every day tends to develop a quality of attention that most people in the modern world are rapidly losing. We live in an age designed to fragment attention. Every notification, every scroll, every algorithm is engineered to pull your focus into 1,000 pieces. And most people are losing the ability to be fully present anywhere. But the person who sits before God daily, who practices the discipline of directing their full attention toward one place, is quietly building a capacity that the distracted world is starving for. Presence. Real, undivided, unhurried presence. With God. And consequently with people. This is why people who pray consistently often become the kind of person others instinctively want to talk to. Not because they have all the answers, but because they actually listen. They are trained in attention. They know how to be still. And in a world screaming at full volume, a person who knows how to be still is extraordinarily rare and extraordinarily powerful. Subscribe to this channel if this is the kind of depth you are hungry for, because we are going to keep going deeper every week into the hidden things of faith that most people walk past without stopping to understand. Here is the part that I want you to carry with you long after this video ends. Psychology has a concept called post-traumatic growth, the phenomenon where individuals who have walked through genuine suffering emerge not just recovered, but transformed, stronger, more compassionate, more alive to meaning than they were before the pain arrived. Research consistently shows that one of the strongest predictors of post-traumatic growth is spiritual practice, specifically the sustained practice of bringing pain honestly before God rather than burying it or performing through it. The person who prays every day is not praying because their life is easy. They are praying because they have learned what happens when they bring the real thing, the grief, the doubt, the anger, the fear, into the presence of God and refuse to dress it up. David did this in the Psalms. He did not clean up his prayers before presenting them. He wept openly. He questioned loudly. He said things that made theologians uncomfortable for centuries. And he was called a man after God's own heart, not despite the rawness of his prayer, because of it. The hidden psychology of Christians who pray every day is this. They are not more religious than everyone else. They are more honest, more present, more willing to show up to the one relationship where nothing has to be performed, nothing has to be earned, and nothing has to be hidden. And that kind of honesty, practiced daily before God, produces a human being who is genuinely, measurably, quietly different from the people around them. Not perfect, not untouched by pain, but rooted in something that does not move. So here's the question worth sitting with today. Not whether you believe prayer works, but whether you are willing to show up to it honestly, not with polished words, not with the right religious posture, but with the real weight of your real life, and trust that the God who sees in secret rewards openly. Declare something in the comments right now. Type, "I will pray today," and mean it. Not as a religious performance, as a commitment between you and God, witnessed by everyone in this room. Share this video with one person whose prayer life needs to be reignited, and subscribe, because we are just getting started with what God has for this channel. Keep praying, keep showing up. He is listening.